There's a very popular belief that the S&P 500 is the only diversification you'll ever need. This has become popularized by one of my favorite books on investing, The Simple Path to Wealth by J.L. Collins. Now, in this book, it gives various different reasons as to why the S&P 500 may be the only thing you'll ever need to invest into. But is that really the case? Do we get all the diversification that we actually need from a simple index fund? So in this video, I'm going to use Trading 212 to explore that exact question. Now on Trading 212, if we go into the search menu, we can actually search some all world funds. If we just type in all world, as you can see, it populates a list of very popular all world funds. Let's go into the first one, the Vanguard FTSE All World. So do bear in mind that the markets are open right now, so the price is going to change, but that's not very important right now. We are going to be comparing some performance figures, but it's not going to be an apples to apples comparison as the market is changing while I'm filming. But what we really do want to compare is the key stats for this ETF. Whenever you're selecting an ETF, be it a global fund, a UK fund, or whatever you want, there are a few things that would make one ETF more attractive than the other. I've covered this over many videos, but I'm going to go over the gist of it. So the expense ratio is how much you pay per year. You want this number to be as low as possible. Now, typically, you don't want to be paying anything over 1%, and in my opinion, paying anything over 0.3% is getting very expensive. Now with the Vanguard FTSE All World, for example, you can see that the expense ratio is 0.22%. The assets under management is around £17 billion, so it is quite a big fund, so it's all good at a glance anyway. Now we can look at the annualized performances. As you can see, it's pretty good. Over the past year, it's been around 16.3%. Over the past 3 years, 17%. 5 years, 13%. So doing really good over the past 5-ish years. Now the main thing for me when I'm picking an ETF is the fund allocation. So let's go into that. So as you can see, these are the top 10 holdings when going into the Vanguard FTSE All World. We have Nvidia at 6%, and immediately that tells me that this is very concentrated towards tech companies because we have Nvidia, Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, Alphabet, Meta, Broadcom, Tesla, basically everything here, all tech companies. If you add the top 10 companies together, you get around 20% or just under 20%. So it's very focused towards technology. We can confirm this by going into sector, and as we were right, it's about 30% of a weighting towards technology, so really heavy weighted towards technology. So although you would think with an all world fund you have a lot of diversification, in my opinion 30% in one sector isn't the most diversification from a world fund that you could ever get in the history of humanity. Now, when you go into fund allocation by countries, you can really see now that these all world funds are really just S&P 500 funds with a sprinkle of diversification. We have a weighting of 63% towards the United States of America. Now, if I wanted one fund that rules them all, in theory anyway, I would want more diversification. I wouldn't want 63% weighting towards one economy. But as it goes, the S&P 500 or America has had great history in providing results for the stock market, and it wouldn't make too much sense to have a lower weighting of this. Although in the future, it is possible that other economies, maybe China, maybe even the UK, who knows, could pick up this slack. So as you can see, we have 5% towards Japan, 3% towards the United Kingdom, and about 3% towards China. If you would like to sign up to Trading 212 and receive a free fractional share worth up to £100, all you have to do is to use the link in the description box down below. Alternatively, if you've already signed up to Trading 212 in the past 10 days but haven't received your free fractional share, all you have to do is to press the 3 horizontal line menu over here. Scroll all the way down until you see the section use promo code. And in this section, just enter my code JUBAIR and you should receive a free fractional share. So when comparing the Vanguard FTSE All World, we can compare the Vanguard S&P 500, both accumulating versions, to see the difference in performance and to see how much real diversification we're actually getting with an all world fund from Vanguard. You can see over the past year, the returns has been 13.3% with the VUAG, the Vanguard S&P 500. Now, like I said before, comparing the two ETFs, this has a significantly lower expense ratio at only 0.07%. So over the long term, holding this fund as opposed to the all world will result in you paying less fees, which could ultimately put more back into your pocket. By looking at assets under management, this is a slightly bigger fund, but still both of them are really big. This one's at around 18.5 billion pounds. Now, when we compare the annualized performances, we can see over the past year, this fund has actually lost out to the all world. This is up by only 14.86%. However, if we look at the past 3 and 5 years, we can see over the past 3 years, this has returned an annualized performance of 19.37%, which is absolutely outstanding. Now, if I could expect this annualized performance all the time, then this would be one of the greatest investments in history, I would think. The annualized performance over the past 5 years drops, but is still very good at a positive 16.31%. Now, one thing we can draw from the data is possibly that over the past year, the S&P 500 being very volatile, the extra diversification from the all world has given us a bit more of a smoother ride over that time period. Now, this may have somewhat to do with the fact that, economies such as the UK, for example, the FTSE 100 has done really good, is done better than the S&P 500. Again, if we look at a fund from Vanguard themselves, the FTSE 100, the VUKG, we can see over the past year, it is up by 13.79%. We can also see the annualized performance, of course, nowhere near the S&P 500, but still respectable. Past 3 years, 10.92%. Past 5 years, over 11%. Now, going back into the Vanguard S&P 500, these are all accumulating funds that we've compared so far. Let's go into fund allocation. And straight away, we can see that it is, again, very heavily weighted towards tech. This will be even more heavily weighted towards tech if we look at the top 10 holdings. Pretty much all of these are tech companies. Now, if you do some rough mental math, this adds up to well over 20%. Now, going into sectors, you can see once again technology is at the top, but we are only at 33% compared to around 30% with the Vanguard FTSE All World. So how much diversification does the Vanguard FTSE All World really give you? Obviously, with the S&P 500, you're getting 100% weighting towards one country, which is the USA. If you don't like Vanguard, then that's completely fine. There are so many alternatives these days. For example, here from SPDR or SPDR, the MSCI All Country World Fund. You can see over the past year it is up by around 13.5%. This has a much cheaper total expense ratio than the Vanguard equivalent, and if we compare it with its similar counterpart, the S&P 500 from the same fund provider with very low fees, you can see over the past year it is up by a very similar amount, but slightly less than the all world. So going back to the question at the beginning, comparing the performances, we can see that over the short term, the all world funds have performed slightly better than the S&P 500. Comparing it over a longer time period, usually the S&P 500 edges forward. Ultimately, it's your decision whether or not you want to go for an all world fund or an S&P 500 fund. Most all worlds will give you a more than 60% weighting towards the S&P 500. So it's almost like having the S&P 500, but with a sprinkle of other countries that are very important, mind you. For example, the UK, China, many of Europe, including Germany, and even emerging economies such as India. So make sure to check out some of my other videos, and I'll see you in the next video.